Hey, welcome to the Board Game Closet. Pardon me, I'm going to light a candle and we're going to talk about my new favorite hobby of playing board games solo. This is my MO. When I come upstairs to play a board game, I put on a record, light a candle, and I just chill out. Before COVID, I didn't really care about solo board games. I wanted to play with my friends, sit around the table, and then COVID hit, and I kind of fell in love with this whole, by necessity, I guess, needing to play board games by myself. And I love it. I enter this chill zone. I just want to get away. Don't worry about anything else in the world. I can just sit down, put on a record, light a candle, and play a board game. So today I'm going to tell you 5 solo board games that I love. These are not the top 5 best solo board games. I don't have enough experience to tell you the best solo board games. I'm not that confident, I guess, in my opinion. But I've got 5 good ones that I enjoy. And I wanted to pass those on to you. And you can tell me what your favorite solo board game is down in the comments. So the first one I want to talk about is actually designed specifically for a solo experience, and this is Warp's Edge. Comes with these really cool components. This is a bag building game where you're going to be throwing chips in a bag and pulling them out and see what you could do. And this is just the retail version. There's nothing overly fancy about it, but it does come with these really cool trays that all the chips go into. Now, I'm kind of tempted to upgrade this and get the really nice chips, but I don't play it enough to maybe spend all the money on that. But this experience is like there's an alien ship that has come in, and you have to fight the mothership, but before you can get to the mothership, you have to fight all of the little ships to get to it, and you are buying chips and putting them into your bag and pulling them out, and you have to kind of damage control, figure out what you want to do. There's only so many warps that you have to make it to the mothership and win. It's just a great little solo experience, and I recommend it. It's not that expensive either. The second one that I want to talk about is a game that I didn't like the original version. Then they came out with this new version that they said was faster. They sold it at Target, and I picked it up. This is Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. What I like about this one is they introduced a new mechanism. If you played the original Terraforming Mars, in this version, you basically have 5 different actions. You have to choose one of those, and then everybody else around the table chooses one as well. In the solo version, basically you have an AI that picks what they're going to do on the round, so you may or may not get to do multiple things. And I just really enjoyed that speed up of the game. And for some reason, even though I didn't like the original Terraforming Mars, I sat down, played this, and I fell in love with this version. I can get a lot of games in of it, and it's fun. I get that same experience of Terraforming Mars and all of the cards and the build-up. It's a smooth game, and if you can pick this up on sale, especially, I recommend it. The next game that I want to talk about is a wildly popular game, and I actually had it on my shelf for a couple years now, and I hadn't played it with multiplayer in a while, and I decided, well, let me break this out. There's an Automa for this one. Let me see what it's like, and it is Wingspan. Now, this game, crazy popular, right? Like, everybody loved it. They went wild over it, and I played it. It was just okay. I don't know, maybe the length of the game, going around and around with other people, I don't know if I just enjoyed it that much, but the solo version of this is actually so smooth and great. There's just this little deck of cards, and you flip it over, and it tells you what to do on what round. It keeps you engaged with the Automa, where you still feel like you're trying to get those round goals. I don't know if you're familiar with the Wingspan, but each round there's a new goal that you're trying to get the most points, and they incorporated a way with the Automa to still make it feel competitive. So it's not just a beat your own score kind of a game. And then they even put into the Automa a way to cycle out the cards. The best thing about Wingspan is all of the cool bird cards that you can get, all the combinations that come with them. And so they incorporated into the Automa a way to basically keep cards moving off the table so you're not stuck seeing the same birds turn after turn after turn. But the best part to me is that this game, 40 to 70 minutes in the multiplayer version. I bet in the solo version, I bet I could get a game of this in 20 minutes, which makes me want to play, reset, and then play again. So I really, really liked that one. Okay, next one up is one of my favorite games from the last few years, and this is Lost Ruins of Arnak. It's got such an easy to play solo version. Now, first off, this has worker placement. I love it. tight deck building. It's not a big deck of cards, but a small deck of cards. I really enjoy that. Artwork is great. The theme is super cool. I love everything about Lost Ruins of Arnak. And then the solo version is super easy to play. It's not complicated. It's not fiddly. You just, depending on how difficult you want it to be, you switch out certain tiles and you can up the difficulty level, and then you just flip over a card and it tells you where to put the other players. And so it really feels like stuff is happening out on the board. And what's great about AEG with this game specifically is there is even a campaign that you can download. And so there's it's not really an app, but like a website that you can go to and you can play a solo campaign with Lost Ruins of Arnak. Great. Love it. So much fun. So smooth. Highly recommend this one. Okay. And then the last one. This was my favorite game of 2021, I guess, last year. And most people will call this Excel the spreadsheet game, but I don't care. This is exactly the reason why I love the record and the candle, is so that I could play Hadrian's Wall. This game is like they took a roll and write game and they said, let's make it as complicated as possible. And I love it. It's not really a complicated game. There's just a lot that you have to understand how it works together. And once you know what that little box does, that's it. Now, my only complaint for this game is that the game is mostly, like literally the game, half of the game box. It's just these sheets. Like, this is so overkill. Like, I don't know if they were trying to make it to like a $50 price point or something, so they thought that they would just give us a billion of these. Anyways, but that's what the game is. And then they have some meeples, and I just love it. It basically, what you do is you take both of these sheets and you're working off of it together, and you are getting resources and trading workers and working your way across this and trying to do this quadrant allows me to do this, and now if I have that on the next round, I'm going to get more of this. And I just absolutely love it. This is my favorite get away from the world solo game, and I cannot get enough of it. And now that I've taken it apart, I can't end the video very good, but there we go. So these are my solo recommendations that I have fallen in love recently, and I think that you might like them too. Let me know in the comments what I missed and what solo game I need to play next. Thanks for watching the Board Game Closet. We'll see you next time.